Greetings, you patiently waiting Adepticon attendees. This is episode 5 of the Miniatures Rundown podcast.
Something like that.
Yeah, I'm CJ. That's Josh. And we're here to talk about Adepticon and maybe some other stuff that we've done in the recent weeks.
Yeah. So, we'll keep it brief. What you been up to?
Well, we had a tournament last week.
Video coming soon.
Video
TM.
coming soon-ish, yeah. Probably over Adepticon weekend. For those of you who can't make it out to the actual...
Oh, yeah, because I'm sure they'll be watching our tournament footage and not, like, reveals from Adepticon or something like that.
Well, there's plenty of time during the day.
Have you seen the Adepticon schedule? I don't think there is.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, so there's a good tournament. 20 or almost 20 people.
18 people, right?
16 people.
16 people total?
Yeah. Would have been 18, but 2 people had to drop.
Yep.
One guy tried to play fast and loose with flight times on a really snowy, stormy day, and so he got stuck.
Flight times in northern Indiana in March. Bad idea.
Well, he knows it now.
Yeah.
Other than that, yeah, I got a game in with my Imperial Knights versus Imperial Guard, and I got absolutely riggedy wrecked. That was fun. And then I got to play a game called Spectre Ops, which is like little miniature Call of Duty sort of thing.
Huh.
Which was it's nice. It's kind of kill teamy.
Okay.
But it's all very modern warfare, stuff.
Modern skirmish kind of thing?
Yeah. I did that at the behest of my friend Derek, and he was quite happy to be indulged on that one because that's kind of like his jam.
Yeah, I remember him. He's definitely into that kind of stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, it was all right, I guess. Not having a whole lot of experience with anything else, Just like, yep, sure was cool. Gee, I hope that wasn't a war crime I just did in this game.
Oh, you play 40K, which is like a war crime, the universe.
Mm-hmm. Anyway. So how about you? What did you do
I have been, let me see, normal games and stuff. Obviously, I helped out with the forward footage of the tournament.
Yeah.
I've been painting this thing right here, which is some terrain for the shop.
Yep.
We're starting to produce some lasercraft.
Yes.
So I wanted to get that painted. I've been waiting too long, been painting them with speed paints and loving it.
Awesome.
Makes terrain a breeze, just zenithal and then paint over it.
Yep.
And then I've been assembling these right here. These are my Outriders for Cities of Sigmar.
Hey.
This is a conversion idea I stole wholeheartedly from Vince Venturilla's Cities of Sigmar army. Although he did Pistoliers, and I'm doing Outriders. And I probably should have done Pistoliers because the way the coats on the Outriders and the arms work, Pistoliers have one-handed pistols. Outriders have a two-handed multi-barrel gun.
Oh, yeah.
Repeater handgun. And having to do two hands makes converting a fair bit more difficult. But I still think they came out pretty okay. I cheated a couple times. One guy I just gave so many pistols that I could rationalize that he was just having a rapid-fire gun by virtue of how many guns he was carrying.
Oh, there you go.
But I've been having fun with it. It's been a long time since I did a conversion.
Good.
Got my first 5 of those done. I won't be able to get any others done until I get more Outrider bits. Age of Sigmar Outriders, not Space Marine Outriders, I should say. There's 2 things called Outriders in the Games Workshop store, and they're just called Outriders. I won't be able to do more until I get them sent in because they're ATO, and Games Workshop, as far as I know, has still not shipped that order. Very irritating.
Rough.
And then brief glimpse at the next one I'm doing, which is a Huracanum. It is the Huracanum orrery on the body of a Ridge Runner, Achilles Ridge Runner from GSC.
Cool.
That one I did come up with on my own.
Yay.
So I won't
Good for
take
you.
full credit because Vince EV still came up with the theme, but I'll steal a little credit for coming for extension. It's not stealing if you iterate and credit appropriately.
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
Hey, on the modeling side for me, I've been working on, finally got all of my Necromunda gang painted just in time to have you blow them off the table.
You rolled so poorly and I rolled so well.
Like,
I think one of your guys escaped not seriously injured.
Yeah, I think so.
And your captain ended up in custody and immediately sold to Guilders because you gave me permission to.
And then I'm selling him to the corpse grinder cults because he can get stuffed.
Well, so far, me and the corpse grinder players are the only ones with perfect records. So it's me and Mitchell, and we're gonna hopefully duke it out this Friday.
All right.
And someone's gonna get dumpstered, and I hope it's him. But I don't have high hopes. Seriously considering bringing the Ambot.
Yeah, you might as well.
Like, I think it might only be in case of Mitchell break ambot glass. It feels mean to use it against anybody else, but against the Corpse Grinders early campaign, oh
Zogger.
god. If they get to me, I just
Yeah.
find red mist.
But beyond that, the other things I was working on, I started assembling my Shroud Runners for the Eldar Codex, for the Eldar army that I'm rebuilding one.
Those
bit
are
at a
basically
time.
Elven Outriders.
Yeah, they really are. Like they're not that far off. So
It's almost like GW just kind of, never mind.
it's almost like there's only so many ways to do war, even if you're an alien species.
Pretty much. Or rather, if you're a human designing alien species
Well,
ways
yeah,
of
there
war.
you go.
Or ways of war that are interesting in a war game.
Yeah, there you go. The only other thing is I got back to grips with BattleTech with Matt, and that was fun.
Good, good.
Yeah. Finally.
So, Huey, Lewis, what's the news?
The fact that you made a Double Dragon reference in front of me in the year of our Lord 2022.
That's not a Double Dragon reference. Double Dragon was referencing Huey Lewis in the news.
Well, no, I know, but the line is Huey Lewis, what's the news?
No, I think it's Huey Lewis. Any news?
Or something
like that.
Yeah.
Go watch Double Dragon. It's a terrible movie starring Robert Patrick of Terminator 2 fame.
And Mark Dacascos of
Iron Chef, right?
Iron Chef
Yeah,
fame, yeah.
He's the guy from Iron Chef plays one of the Double Dragons. Mm-hmm. And
And Alyssa Milano.
that was it. Yeah.
And her butt. That's mostly what anybody remembers.
Give me your ace
for.
badge. I'm stealing it.
No.
Anyway, so couple news things. The entire Tyranid Codex got leaked.
Yeah.
Whoops.
I think there's a mole in GW.
Duncan broke back in because they forgot to change the locks.
It's just Duncan Road. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
He goes up the security cam, paints two thin coats of black over it.
There you go. Yeah.
Goes, I don't even play Tyranids, but I'm going to put this on the internet just to mess with them.
Yeah. But I mean, most of a lot of the Tau stuff got leaked before that too. So.
Yeah, there's always been leaks, but usually not the entire codex is a PDF of decent screenshots online. That's beyond the pale.
This is Civ.
Yeah. Now then again, with the way it generates hype, I would not be surprised if it just was GW doing it at this point. They figured out there's a pattern, there's a
know.
formula. Preview unit with rules that look broken in a vacuum. Sometimes they do turn out to be broken. Sometimes they just aren't when you see the points cost.
Yeah.
They never tell you the points cost. Preview incredibly new, powerful rules. Not even question mark. It's sell loads of models, profit.
Yeah. Sell out of Hammerhead gunships.
Yeah, and sell out of Hammerhead gunships. Sell out the new Avatar of Canes.
Oh, did they sell out?
I mean, I'm sure that that was a new kit, so that doesn't count.
Okay.
But yeah, and I'm sure, we
to
know
go that
that
printed one I've got
the
then.
mainstay of the Tyranid Codex previously has been nerfed because that's how Games Workshop runs. Things that were powerful tend to be not powerful. Par for the course. I don't have a lot of strong opinions. Tyranids are possibly my least favorite faction in 40K, which I know will upset a lot of people. I don't have anything against them. I just don't find their models beautiful, and I
They're not.
don't find the ravenous bug hordes to be cool or enticing or engaging. To me.
He was not as deeply affected by Starship Troopers as I was as a child.
Well, I was, but it wasn't the bugs.
Anyway. But yeah, whole Tyranid Codex is out there for anybody who really wants to take a look at it. Oops.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you say to that? Like, oops, our whole $50 book dropped.
That's why I say either oops or they just did it on purpose because
Yeah.
it generates hype.
That
That
mostly
sounds
what I think it is,
conspiratorial,
too.
but then again, it also means they don't control the hype in a drip feed like I think they wanted to. So I think probably not. Because we haven't hit the new awesome powerful rules yet of the previews for Tyranids yet.
I don't know. Strength 5 Flesh Borers.
Yeah, we've seen a couple, but we haven't seen anything that broke the internet the way the Hammerhead did.
That's true. I think,
And maybe there won't be one.
I don't think there will be one. I think that was a kind of a once in an edition sort of thing.
Yeah.
Just because Tau were so crappy for so long.
And Tau have a stigma about not being fun to play against.
Yeah, and that one goes up and down and up and down
Sure.
with every edition. So
Fire Slayers and Ineth dropped. I have said this several times, basically every time we compare Age of Sigmar and 40k. I'm liking the way Age of Sigmar does rules, although we'll get to that in a second. Because neither Fire Slayers nor Idoneth broke the meta. They are both fat, middle, fun books with lots of options. Fire Slayers players, I was actually discussing this with Kevin. Kevin's our friend who plays Fire Slayers, very competitive.
You've seen him on the channel before.
He'll be on Adepticon.
Yes.
Say hi and watch out for the Fire Slayers he's running because he's very good with them.
Yes.
Kevin and I were talking. There's a lot of complaints in the Fire Slayers community. Hearthguard Berserkers were nerfed. They are no longer the incredible punch and the incredible hold the line unit they were.
Okay. So
they're now incredible punch. They will blend you. They will mulch you. They will destroy you.
And they will get mulched in return.
Not quite mulched. They're still a little tough. They're still Dwarden.
Well,
They've got 2 wounds and a 4-up save, and they have an after save. But they're no longer the 4-up, 4-up, or rather the 3-up, 4-up, ignore some rend, this and this and this.
Yeah.
They remain an army where if you can target the heroes, you win.
Yeah.
If you can't, you lose. But in general, there's much more options in the book. They're much more balanced. Kevin and I were discussing how I think that Fire Slayer players, because of how they were for so long, have been self-selected for people who particularly liked only that playstyle.
Right.
Like even Kevin, who is a bigger fan of dwarf models in Warhammer than anybody else I know, he ditched Fire Slayers for a while because he found he found the playstyle stale. So I think the people who were still playing Fire Slayers, once they fell out of being this god tier gatekeeping army, which they were, were the people who were really attached to this one playstyle, and that's why you see so much complaints. I think this will bring a lot of people back to Fire Slayers.
I should hope so.
I hope so. I still don't particularly care for their models.
You can only do so much with people that look like they're made out of barbecued pork.
Well, with Age of Sigmar, you can do more, though. I think that's something we've seen. And I would like to see them do more. Like, the monsters are cool.
Yeah, no, the monsters are great.
I think they could do more, but
just give
maybe
them
later.
A pair of pants, just a decent pair of pants.
Well, let's not get too crazy.
I know, right? Idoneth, by the way, I looked at the book and I got the data cards, and I was pleasantly surprised to find that Idoneth are basically exactly the same as they used to be, with some little bit of that, and that's it.
Well,
you don't have to change. So when I say that, I mean you don't have to change up your list. You don't have to really tinker with anything too much. Like, some points went up, some points went down. Some abilities got put into current language, and some abilities went away because they weren't useful, and they were just nonsense. And now, like, okay, by the way, if you don't have a Gloomtide shipwreck, I don't know why not.
Because it's a terrible model with terrible terrain rules.
Yeah, but like, if you can keep it alive, you can get your grand strategy off.
I know.
There's a battle tactic.
I just hate that terrain placement rules. Them and
I think
Sylvaneth.
it's cute.
Them and Sylvaneth.
Yeah.
They just need to be more friendly. They're too easy to zone out
A
versus
little
a good
spiky,
player.
yeah.
Which brings me to you and I are both casual Age of Sigmar players.
I would say so, yes. I mean, I've done some tournaments.
We're
before,
playing
but-
Idoneth before.
Yeah, not a lot.
But you
a bit.
weren't running the meta list of eel spam, eel spam, eel spam.
No.
You get in, you kill something with your biovoltaic shock, or whatever it's called. You deal 36 mortal wounds to eliminate key targets, and you either win or lose, and you're immune to rend in return. Everything I just said there is gone.
Right.
The shock is gone. At least in the form it was.
In the form, yeah, no, that...
The ability
way
is still
was,
there, but it no longer is a charge in and deal a massive amount of mortals. They no longer have the 3-up unrendable save for 2 turns, or the 4-up unrendable save like they used to.
That's not what I read.
Or is it still there?
Okay, so that's 2 different... Those are 2 different units you're talking about.
I know, but they're 2
yeah.
different units that were major problems.
Yeah, no, the 4-up save... So what they did is they took a lot of the... like the eel's jaws and tails are now 1 weapon.
Yep.
Hellsaver is actually a -1 weapon, and now it matters, basically. But yeah, you get the 3-up invuln if you make a charge move, and you get a 4-up invuln or unmodifiable save. But it's still just a 4-up,
Right.
and they're not that.
It used to be
durable.
a 3-up or higher invulnerable save that you could stack. And you couldn't,
Yeah,
and
there's
it
some
wasn't just when you made a
nonsense.
charge.
Yeah,
No, they still have it. So they're durable for the turn.
Yeah.
It used to be they were durable for quite a bit.
yeah,
No, the eel spam has been reined in. In turn, Namardi are a lot more threatening.
yeah. Finally,
They're glass cannons, as they should be, because they're elves. But Namarti, especially with their new unit, their new leader unit, are a lot more threatening. There's a lot more variety and things you can play in this book competitively.
Yeah.
Whereas it used to be, towards the end of second edition, you could kind of run buff turtles. Now those are even more viable because they figured out that people love bringing big turtle lists.
Yeah.
People like playing Monster Mash lists.
Those have also gone up 110 points, by the way.
They're worth it, though.
They needed to, yeah. But yeah, you can get 2 turtles in at that'll eat up 1,000 points for you.
Ida Neftipkin buffing turtles. I can't get it to scan. No. Anyway, we'll work on that. But in general, I like these 2 books because neither of them are trying to do or appear to be trying to do what.
Yeah, they're not flipping the table.
No, and they're not supposed to.
No.
I think people were hoping they were. So far in.
Well, I think that's what all tournament players hope.
Well, they hope, but they also complain about it endlessly when it's not their book. And the problem is that if you complain about, you get Eldar coming out and you're an Eldar player, but you complain about Tau. But I realize that's just part of 40K being what it is.
Yeah, well, I think that's part of what wargaming
Absolutely,
being
but there's less of it in Age of Sigmar, and I enjoy that.
Yeah, well, and the nice thing about Age of Sigmar is that all of your models, all of your rules have less than a decade's worth of baggage.
Yeah, they've ditched the baggage because they literally blew up the world.
Oops, sorry.
Speaking of baggage. Did you see the balance sheet they released for Age of Sigmar?
Yes.
Let's chat about that a little bit because that has caused that has caused the balance discussion explosion that the Fire Slayers in Deepkin did not. So it's a balance update. It didn't change any points. They have said they're only changing points in the General's Handbook from now on.
Good.
Well, we'll
see how long that lasts.
I'll go over it and then we'll do thoughts. They're only changing points in the General's Handbook. Instead, what they've done is they've designated prime hunters and priority targets.
Yep.
Prime hunters are essentially armies that ain't doing too good. Sylvaneth, Gloomspite Gits, Ossiarchs, Bone Reapers, Nighthaunt.
Yeah.
I forget the others. Sylvaneth's the only order one. It's Ossiarch and Nighthaunt for death. I forget what the Chaos ones are. Skaven is one of them.
Skaven's one of them, yeah.
Legion of the First Princes might have been one of them.
I think so, yeah.
Anyway.
Point being.
There's priority targets. Priority tigers. Priority targets. Those are units that they consider to be overused. So things like Fulminators from Stormkist. Seems like Fulminators from Stormcast.
You just turned Welsh for a minute.
Sorry. Things like the Stormdrake Guard from Stormcast. The Giants.
Yep.
If you kill one of those,
get an extra point.
You get an extra victory point. If you are playing one of the Prime Hunters armies, you get a further victory point on top of that.
Yeah.
So this is their attempt to rein in units that they think are being overused and armies that are being underutilized.
Yeah. Now there's a little bit more like okay, yeah, Maw Crusher is always an auto include.
Yes.
But that's not a shock. But now if that thing gets pincushioned by Sylvaneth or Ghost Guard or whatever, then they're not only are they going to feel really good that they managed to do this, but it'll be reflected in their score.
Right.
Which I think is probably a good idea if we're going to continue with our little Monster Mash.
So I'm a little more down on it than I think you are. I don't think it fixes the problems.
I don't think it does either, but I think it makes it's flex tape is what it is.
And I think that's why I don't like it. Is because it's a further pushing back of these things that we all understand are necessary. Stormdrake Guard, I don't care that you get an extra point from killing them.
Yeah.
I'm still going to win if I'm bringing them and you're playing Gloomspite or Sylvaneth. It doesn't help those Prime Hunter armies because they're going to have trouble dealing with the Maw Crusher in the first place.
Right.
Gloomspite or Sylvaneth are going to have to throw absolutely everything they have at a Maw Crusher to kill it. And guess what? Then they're still losing on objectives. You got one more point. Those small points only matter in close games. And the difference between a good faction and those Prime Hunter factions is not close games. And then as far as the priority targets thing, Games Workshop is so hesitant to ever do War Scroll rewrites.
Oh, yeah.
But that's what they have to do. Like Morathi's a prime target.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy, you give me an extra turn for killing Morathi, or an extra point for killing Morathi. That doesn't matter. She still takes 3 turns to kill.
Yeah.
And she can't be tied down if you're taking her in the retreat and charge temple, which you are. It doesn't remove the fact that she causes bow snakes to double tap with mortals at range. That's where her power comes from.
Yeah.
And they didn't address that at all.
No.
They put long strikes on the list. That's fine, but you don't get to long strikes. That's not the long strikes are already evaporating.
Yeah.
Because there's 6 wounds for 200 and something points. But they're still going to double tap you, and they're still going to eliminate your targets.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. Stormcast still get extra points for killing your priority targets.
Yeah, I don't know what...
There's rules and stuff that need to be rewritten that are just not fun.
Mm-hmm.
This is my big problem, I think, if I had to boil it down to one thing.
Mm-hmm.
This doesn't address anything of the things that aren't fun to play against.
Right.
It's not fun to fight a frustrating army even if you win.
Right.
It's not fun to fight Marathi because you can't tie her down and you can't kill her.
Yep.
It's not fun to fight against long strikes because they shoot whatever you have off the board and they come in from the sky.
Right.
I run Stormdrake Guard in my list, and I even those I'm careful with because it's not necessarily fun to have those automatically charge you on turn 1. Oh boy, you got an extra point for killing my Stormdrake Guard. I don't care. I still tied you up on the objectives for turn 1, and I'm still going to win because now I have an advantage that you're not going to overcome with a single point.
Right.
They wrote 3rd edition to be about objective play, more than 2nd edition.
Right.
This doesn't influence that.
Right. Okay.
That's why I'm a little negative on it. It's mostly, here's the thing. In a vacuum, it's a positive step because it's Games Workshop acknowledging that there are problems in balance and they're doing something to fix it.
Yeah.
But we're not in a vacuum. My problem with it is that it's doing the wrong thing.
Right.
Instead of just doing what you need to do. You just need to rewrite some of those war scrolls. You just need to repoint some of those things. Actually, not even repointing. Almost all the things on that book are either due to war scroll issues or double taps. Stupid double taps.
Yeah.
Both Marathi, if you took away Marathi's double tap, she'd be so much more manageable.
Or
because
if you took away the fact that you can't do more than 3 wounds to her. Like, I think that needs to go.
I agree, but even if there was only one of those they took away, that would make it so much more manageable.
Yeah.
Because Marathi herself is offensive, but once you start wounding her, she can't kill you very well. But the bow snakes she's causing to double tap are going to snipe your heroes on turn 1. They're going to deal massive damage to your own priority stuff. And if you look at that list, it's either things that are incredibly beefy or things that deal massive alpha damage to your stuff.
Right.
Maw crushes, long strikes, fulminators. This doesn't change that feel bad.
Fair enough.
My fulminators are still going to charge your front line, and they're still going to hit you, and you're going to explode. And then, oh boy, you killed them. I don't care. I still got a trade out of that.
Yeah.
It's a step in the right direction, but it's not enough, and the bigger problem is that it's dodging what they should be doing. I think that's where it gets me.
Okay.
But it's still better than nothing. I'm going to play with the rules, and I'm not going to complain.
It's not going to stop you, yeah.
But I sat down with my Cities of Sigmar list, which has fulminators and Stormdrake Guard in it. They're not getting pulled out.
I didn't figure.
Because they're still too good.
Yeah. I'm not pulling my Maw Crusher out of my...
No!
Fulminators
are still 5 attacks that do 3 damage each on the charge with 2 rend. I can't replicate that in any other place in either Cities of Sigmar or Stormcast.
That's fair.
It had me looking into the other Dracothian Guard types for fun, but none of them
not that much fun.
None of them do what they do, and I think that's the long and short of it, or rather, the long of it.
Welcome to the Josh Show, by the way.
Any other thoughts?
Most of my thoughts are, they just need to
Elevator music.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm passionate about Age of Sigmar more so
clearly,
than CJ.
For me, it's always just like a question: are you making a game that's fun to play?
Right.
Yeah. And
I still think Age of Sigmar is fun to play. By the way,
never gonna finish this fucking sentence.
Nope. And further, no, okay.
Anyway, so is the game fun to play even with this nasty crap in it? Yes. And this is somebody who doesn't really play competitively.
Right.
I don't really want to play competitively.
Nope.
Because that's just asking to get dumpstered. But okay, it's acknowledging that Houston, we have a problem. We have too many. We've overloaded some books and underloaded a couple of others. books that have a 3rd edition book are primarily the issue.
Absolutely.
And books that don't are primarily the ones who are the prime hunters or whatever.
3rd edition books and Daughters of Cain.
Give it a couple of months.
And then it'll be 3rd edition books.
Yeah.
Including Daughters of Cain.
Including Daughters of Cain.
Oh,
yeah.
if they get Slanesh, I'm going to laugh so hard and then feel very bad. I hope they don't.
Yeah.
As much as I don't like Morathi, I don't want them to get Slanesh.
Right, yeah.
Nobody deserves that.
Oh.
Unless you're Slanesh and you're into it, in which case, maybe that's what they're going for. I don't know.
Who knows? More to the point, it's just like, yeah, this is the kind of power creep that we have to deal with when an edition changes.
Oh, absolutely.
And you don't do what you did with 8th edition 40K, which was a bunch of index books that basically just wiped the slate clean.
Yes, I should say, because I've complained about, I'm glad they're not just selling me this. They're not selling me a solution, I'll give them that. I don't like the solution they've had. I think they should just, it's one of those things where if the game were the priority, they would rewrite the War Scroll and release it as a free PDF.
No.
But this is Games Workshop. That dream died long ago.
That dream never started.
It sure existed when every War Scroll was available for free on Games Workshop's website.
Right.
We seem to have forgotten that was a thing already.
Yes.
Like Games Workshop intended.
Mm-hmm.
Pay for the app.
Yeah. Well, remember how much Age of Sigmar sucked in 1st edition, though?
I wasn't playing yet.
Funny that.
No, I've heard.
I know.
There's a reason I wasn't playing yet.
Yeah, because it sucked.
Yeah. But that was because there wasn't a rules structure.
Yes.
3rd edition is a great rules base.
Yes,
I wish they would use it.
Yep. They're working on it, all right. It takes time.
Yeah, and I just don't want them to take all the way until the end of
next year.
Into the end of 3rd edition. Because
Mm-hmm.
this always happens.
Well,
the ends of editions are always the healthiest part.
Mm-hmm.
But we have to make a new edition because if we don't make a new edition, how do we sell a new edition?
Yeah.
And it's the realities of Games Workshop being a business versus what we would like as as
all
players.
I'm hearing is La International right now.
At least it's La International now.
I had to change it. Sorry.
The Ukrainian flag goes here.
Yeah, poop. Anyway, that's so they released incidentally they introduced a couple of FAQs for 40K too.
I saw that. I have not looked at those.
It's just streamlining some stuff.
Because there was a leak/troll. I'm sure you've heard about this.
Yeah.
I forget what channel it was. Very specifically made up some very convincing leaks that were designed to upset people so they could talk about, guys, this is what happens every time someone One of the ones was crisis suits limited to 1 unit per army.
Yeah.
And they said there would be hard bans on certain units.
Nope.
Then the FAQ came out and none of that happened.
Yeah.
Absolutely none of that happened.
No.
Some of it was them. Some of it was people taking it and just extrapolating because that's how hard they believed it. So shout out to those guys. I can't remember your names because I don't follow 40K community much. Yeah. Shout out to you guys for proving your point because you proved it. Shame on you, Warhammer 40K community, for falling for that crap. No, they were never going to limit They're never going to limit the number of things you can bring in an army beyond certain reasons.
Yeah.
Because they want to sell you more models, guys. They're not going to limit you to one crisis suit unit.
Yeah.
Bah, humbug.
But they also released an update for the Autarch, which apparently hadn't made it to print.
No.
And now has all the options.
So one of the things you complained about was how the options didn't match what you could actually build with this kit that has been around for 20 plus years. Now they do.
Yep. Finally. Done. Fixed it.
Should have been in the book to start with, GW.
Why didn't you write?
Because they didn't care and they realized there was blowback.
No, I think what it was is that they put that datasheet War Scroll in Eldritch Omens with what you could build
in Eldritch
Omens.
That makes sense.
Like, hey, we've got this new War Scroll. All right, bap, throw it in there.
Make a new one for the book.
Crap,
Jerry, you're only paid £25,000 a year. You can't do that,
Jerry.
If there's someone actually named Jerry at Games Workshop, I apologize.
Oh yeah, but it's spelled Gerry.
Gary.
Jerry.
I have my best friends from high school have a dog, and it's spelled like that, and they disagree on whether it's pronounced Gary or Jerry.
This is GEOFF.
That was the name of my first roommate in college. Hi, Jeff, if you're out there.
Jeff.
Who's never been into any war game in any way, shape, or form.
Yep.
Other Jeff, not editor Jeff.
Yeah.
This one is spelled GEOFF.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, that's my thoughts on that. I'm happy for the 40K FAQ.
Yeah.
I'm ashamed to be a part of the community that takes those things and runs with them. It is what it is. It gets clicks. It gets hypes.
The problem is not. The problem is that the internet hype machine, internet hate machine, continues to trundle on.
The IHM.
Yeah. It's fueled by stupidity and poor reading ability. And that's it.
It is what it is. So, on to our... I don't think we have any other major news.
Not particularly, no.
Not that I can think of.
Because all the major news is coming out next weekend.
There has been some news from Gamma, but we're still the Game Manufacturers Association trade show. It's Game GA Manufacturers Association. Yeah, it's a terrible name too. But that's happening in Reno now as we speak. There's been some things coming out of that, but not much that we've been able to collate at time of recording.
Right.
So unfortunately, it won't make it into the show. I do know that Duncan Rhodes' paint line is being distributed by I forget who, but it's been picked up by a major distributor, which is interesting. So maybe it'll actually make it to local game stores and such.
Well,
because I didn't kickstart his paint line, but I would like to try them.
Are they pre-thinned?
No.
I don't care.
Most people don't. You know,
you can't tell me to do something and not make it easy for me to do. Pot to paint, brush to model. That's how I roll.
I'm going to take a clip of you painting from our Speed Paints video and put it up as worst painter ever?
I mean, sure, why not?
It'll get dozens of clicks.
Yeah. And, I mean...
And it's not remotely true, but it doesn't...
No.
But that's not how clickbait works.
I don't care. Yeah.
No, but that's not how...
It's like, I'm trying to come up with some sort of...
Oh, I'm not going to watch it.
What?
I'm not going to watch it. I don't care.
Oh, fuck her.
Anyway.
Oh, no, somebody called me a bad painter. What's next? Somebody's going to call me a liberal?
How dare they? Well, Dios mío. Disco Elysium quote.
Yeah, there you go.
So on to our main topic for the day.
Yeah, hey.
Adepticon is coming. It's coming round the bend.
Yep.
And I ain't seen new models since I don't know when. I'm going to Adepticon, and time keeps dragging on. That's CJ getting his keys in his pocket so we can leave. Anyway, Adepticon's coming.
Tucson or bust. Schaumburg, actually, or bust.
Yeah, I was going to say, I need to look that up so I can drive there.
Yeah. It's about 2 hours away from here.
I know that much.
Okay, good.
I'm hoping my car makes it. I'll be in the Lasercraft Workshop booth starting on Saturday and Sunday. If you want to come say hi, drop my name for absolutely no discount whatsoever because I can't do that. But I'll definitely give you a fist bump. Maybe, unless you aren't wearing a mask or you don't look washed.
Big grease ball.
Right. Or have like a Nazi logo on your shirt, in which case I will probably not fist bump you.
There will be fist bumping. Don't worry. It's just not the kind you expect.
Not from me.
Oh, from me.
Anyway, Adepticon's coming. And Adepticon is always a flurry of reveals and announcements and companies showing out their new products.
Yep.
So I wanted to talk about... We know what we're going to be doing there. You're going to be talking to people.
Yep.
I'm going to be selling Lasercraft stuff.
Stone cold sober.
Are you?
Maybe.
Are you?
No promises.
Yeah. What do you hope gets announced? What are you looking forward to? What do you hope comes out? Because Games Workshop usually has a massive reveal.
Yeah.
But other companies do too.
Right. And I guess I hope that, was it Steamforged Games? I hope they announced that they're doing not another run, but I hope they announced they're doing like another set of expansions for the Monster Hunter World board game that they've got coming out.
Ooh,
like
that hasn't hit retail yet, right?
No, it hasn't hit my hands yet.
Yeah, it hasn't even hit the Kickstarter hands.
No.
I would not expect more releases for that until it's more
out.
Yeah.
Well,
until they make sure their first round of shipping hasn't been COVIDed.
Yeah. But here's the thing: if you start hyping people up ahead of time, and then you can give the hype machine.
That's very true.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll have a Mila Jovovich expansion.
Vomit.
Don't watch the Monster Hunter movie. Monster Hunter? Don't watch the Monster Hunter movie.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah, it's awful. That being said, if they also could announce like, hey, it's Monster Hunter Rise based on the new game that came out, which would also be
I think Rise just went on Steam sale at time of recording.
yeah, I've had it on Steam for like
I haven't.
month and a half.
Got a wish list notification. So you're hoping for more Monster Hunter?
I'm always hoping for more Monster Hunter. I'm hoping that there's something from Catalyst announcing, hey, some big BattleTech thing is on the way out.
I hope it's Catalyst announcing, hey, we finally fixed your shipping issues. We can ship you the mechs now.
They fixed those a couple of months ago.
We did get a lot of those in stock,
We
didn't
got
we?
a lot of them, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm hoping. I just want somebody to say BattleTech very loudly on a stage.
Could they? What could they release in BattleTech besides something completely new and different? Because that's always welcome.
Yeah.
But that's not how BattleTech usually has been working. Usually BattleTech likes to dig into the massive well of content
Yeah.
and lore and story over the past, checks notes, 40 years.
Early Secession Wars would be cool. Because that's like, that's not got a huge bunch of mechs in it, but it brings the power level way down.
Oh, right, because it's like a low-tech BattleTech.
It's lower tech.
Battle low-tech.
Okay, so the early Succession Wars don't have like super clan tech
Right.
floating around. So it's like the late Succession Wars, but there's like bigger groups of mechs shooting weaker guns,
Yeah.
basically. So it's more brawly and stuff. What I would like, honestly, for BattleTech is saying, okay, we've released everything up to the Jihad. We're not going for the Dark Ages anymore. We're going to do something different, or we're going to take it in a different direction, because MechWarrior Dark Age was cool, but we have Warhammer for that, thank you. We really do.
Yeah, no, that's it. Warhammer. BattleTech Dark Age was kind of...
It was a little 40k light, yes.
Yeah. It's hard to do grimdark sci-fi without
Feeling like
without
40K.
living in the shadow of Warhammer.
Yeah.
Especially in a miniatures game.
Oh, yeah. Another thing I would like, there's literally anything you could do, frankly, with that. I don't know, maybe make kind of a Rock'em Sock'em, like
Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
kind of a Rock'em Sock'em Robots line. Like, give me some.
I'm picturing the set.
Yeah.
You've got two Atlases, and you're going, except they're kicking.
Yeah. Give me more interesting melee combat rules. That'd be cool. You don't have to do it in the mainline BattleTech. You can
Clanners need not apply.
yeah, for sure. Get out of here.
It's like playing Bar Brawl and Necromunda with Vansar.
Yeah, there you go. So, but the ultimate thing I would like is BattleTech matched play, essentially. Like, give me, and I know there's some BattleTech fans out there who are just like,
That's okay. They can
at
keep
me
playing
right
what
now.
they have.
Yeah. Like, what I want out of
Not
this.
every new thing has to be for you.
No. What I want is just some force organization charts, essentially. Just a new way to structure BattleTech play that isn't, because battle value is great. However, those costs are in the thousands. I can play Alpha Strike, which gives me different stuff, but like I just want some. I want a BattleTech that has some tournament capacity to it.
Yeah.
And I want a BattleTech that has some structured, like, army structure to it.
So maybe even kind of a streamlining, which Alpha Strike kind of does.
Yeah, well, Alpha Strike is a completely different direction,
Yeah,
right? But,
yeah.
like, the original BattleTech rules are also fine.
Okay.
Yeah, just give me something more.
Something you could do more pick up and play games
Yeah.
with.
Yeah,
That
because
makes
as it
sense.
stands right now, it's like, okay, you pick your battle value, pick what era it's from, you pick your mechs, you pick this, just make it easy.
Yeah, because I will admit that part of the reason I bounced off of BattleTech is because how not easy it is to start. And having matched play is a great way to get people started.
Super easy. It's right there.
So maybe a 2-player starter set with like 2 different matched play teams pre-built that someone could pick up for $80. You know, 4
Yeah.
mechs on each side. Heck, if you want to stay in Clan Wars, you could do Clans versus Inner Sphere.
But yeah, like, just I want to see BattleTech rebalance itself a little bit so it's easier for people to just get into. Because I know there are lots of people who are into the idea of BattleTech.
Who doesn't love giant stompy robots?
Yeah, I know, right? But it's got, again, its baggage. But that being, like, beyond that, I'd love to see WotC try and bring out some sort of fantasy miniatures game.
So Wizards of the Coast.
Yeah, WotC.
Yeah. Just
Wizards of the Coast.
I had to think about it a few seconds, so I wanted to clarify. So you would like? So we talked about this.
Yeah, a little bit.
A long time ago. I'm not even sure we talked about it on camera.
I don't think it was on camera. Yeah.
I was like, do you think that Dungeons and Dragons? I almost said Games Workshop. Do you think that D&D, Wizards of the Coast, Hasbro, going up the line there, will ever release a Dungeons and Dragons miniatures game specifically? They have in the past. There was Attack Wing, which sounds like the coolest thing ever to me, but didn't get much support.
Didn't get much run.
People didn't like it.
Yeah. And there was a miniatures game that went with it for a while, which is how a lot of people my age got a whole lot of miniatures of monsters and stuff. But it wasn't super well supported.
No.
It just wasn't. And
that would be cool to see.
Yeah.
So Wiz Kids has recently released started releasing what are called the Wiz Kids Frameworks, which are their on-sprue models.
Yep. For exorbitant amounts of money for what you get.
Yeah, I saw the Goobertown Hobby video on that. Only the kobolds, I think, are terribly priced.
Yeah.
The rest of them are fine.
They're all right.
So maybe that could be a route to that. They probably should just double down and just release pre-painted miniatures or pre-primed miniatures for a skirmish game.
You'd think,
or rather, what they should do, if they're smart, is they just work with Wiz Kids to just write rules for the bajillions of miniatures they already have. And you could say, well, Josh, they have rules. They're in Dungeons and Dragons.
Well, right, but
this
that's not
is
a
true,
miniatures game.
But you're trying to broaden your horizons and get that wargamer market.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that happening.
That doesn't seem out of the question.
Anything from Games Workshop you want to see?
I want to see a Knights Codex.
Knights Codex?
I want to see Knight Proferion in plastic, please.
So this is what's interesting to me: the fact that the
so stupid. Those things are that tall and like that wide.
A man can dream.
They may as well be a Titan.
A man can dream.
They're currently $600 in resin.
And I want to see a Warlord Titan in plastic.
I don't think you can.
I want to see a Warlord Titan in solid steel. Just a statue.
Yeah, for sure, right?
Put it on the table. You automatically win by virtue of act of God. Is there anything you seriously want to see from Games Workshop?
I seriously do want to see a new Knight Codex announced. Just something. I don't know.
The edition change was not kind to them.
No, and they were already not in a super.
They got
great...
a Band-Aid. It helped.
But yeah, I don't even know what it would look like other than here's all this stuff. I
mean, knowing Games Workshop, it would be a cannon that could insta-kill any other large model in the game, and then it would turn out it was like way too many points. But they wouldn't tell you that until the book came out.
Yeah, well.
And they'd sell lots of that model. I'm being a cynical again. Anyway, I find it interesting that they started previewing the Tyranid Codex so early, because that means that we might not see a Codex announcement at Adepticon.
I think we're going to see a Codex announcement at Adepticon. I think it's going to be chaos.
So because we know it's coming.
Yeah.
They've been building up to it.
But we haven't said anything about it
We
yet.
know that the World Eaters are not in the new Codex, apparently. That's been leaked.
Oh, is it? Okay.
It's been rumored and leaked that the World Eaters are not in the new Codex because they'll be getting their own.
Okay, good. Suits me
Equivalent
just
of Thousand Suns and Death Guard.
Okay.
And then, meanwhile, Noise Marines cry loudly in the corner.
Crying will get loud now.
Wait. Get sued by an orc for copyright infringement.
Whoops.
Well, that's all wood. You can't say it. Yeah, so we could see a Codex announcement. Personally, because there's usually a really big announcement at Adepticon, right? Like something big.
Yeah.
This is where new editions get announced.
Right, yeah.
We're not going to see any new editions.
Not yet.
Of 40K or Age of Sigmar.
No.
I bet we're going to see a Warcry new edition announcement.
Oh, yeah, easy.
Because it's been 3 years, and they have their little 3-year cycle that they love.
Well, if it works,
I
it works.
don't want a new Warcry announcement because the current edition just got a new book
Right.
and new teams. And the new edition is wonderful.
Right.
This is where they're going to try and sell an edition for selling an edition's sake. You can still play the old edition. I've not been playing Warcry much recently anyway because I've been playing Age of Sigmar.
Right.
And amongst our local community, the overlap there is a circle. The Venn diagram is a circle.
Yeah.
People who play Age of Sigmar here, people who play Warcry here.
Boop.
Hi. But I'm going to guess we're going to see, here's what I'm going to guess we're going to see. New Warcry edition announcement.
Okay.
Maybe not going to come out this summer. It
No.
might be delayed until later this year due to all the delays.
It might even be next summer.
Yes. They might actually also say that announcement for Gen Con.
Maybe. Very possible.
2. One I actually want to see.
Mm-hmm.
Necromunda Fury Road.
Oh, yeah.
Mad
Yeah.
Max
Give us
Necromunda.
more about Ashway so I know what to start building.
Ash Waste. Yeah. We know it's coming. I've been having a lot of fun with Necromunda, not just because I've been winning.
I've not been having a lot of fun with Necromunda, mostly because I've been losing.
That's what you get for playing the cops. Look, honestly, me beating you is just direct action. That has to get cut. Anyway, I want to see Ash Wastes. I want to see what it is.
Yeah.
I want to see.
That's probably going to be their big announcement.
I think we'll see, or at least get previewed, the next Kill Team box set. Because Corsairs and Chaos drop this Saturday. They went up for pre-order. They dropped this Saturday.
Yep.
So I think by the time Adepticon rolls out, we'll probably see teasers for the next box set.
Probably.
I don't know what. Well, no, I do know what we'll see. Oh, this just occurred to me, and I'm a.
Oh, the Nighthaunt Codex or Battle Tome and whatever the Chaos is.
Yep. Well, no, because we'll see previews for Nighthaunt and Daughters of Cain.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
We might see what the new Codex or the new Chaos and New Order Codex is.
That's it. Yeah.
Because we know they're coming in summer.
Uh-huh.
But you know what? We're probably going to see General Handbook.
Oh, right. Yeah. Duh.
Because they said the General's Handbook is going to be a yearly thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that means a new realm.
Ooh.
Because they've said we're going to change realms every time a new General's Handbook comes out.
But I just got used to playing in Gur.
And we just got this new FAQ and this Prime Hunters and Prime Priority Targets thing that's in Gur.
Yeah.
So this probably won't come out until summer.
I was going to say.
So we'll get like 4 more months with this.
Yeah. Summer, maybe even into September before it happens.
So bets on what realm? Hopes or bets? I have mine. Would you like me to give you mine so you don't think about it too much?
Nope, I got this.
Okay.
Okay, so we just saw Ideneth and we just saw Daughters of Cain. We know Daughters of Cain is on the way.
Yes.
We have no idea what the Chaos is, but we do know that Nighthaunt is up.
It's going to be Nighthaunt versus Daughters,
Yeah.
and then an Order versus a Chaos.
Okay.
We don't know what Order. We don't know what Chaos.
Okay. Okay. Well, I was gonna say Shaiish because Nighthaunt having that box. If that box drops at the same time as the, or near to the same time as the General's Handbook, then it's probably gonna be Shaiish.
That box could be our launch
That's
into
your
the new
launch,
realm in
yeah.
the same way Dominion was our launch into Gur.
Correct.
I'm betting Olgu.
That's a Shadow Realm, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
I've minted him to the blockchain, Yugi. Sorry. Terrible. Anyway, Harrow Deep. Harrow Deep is set in Olgu.
Oh, okay. And that's the
Warhammer Underworld's box
Yep,
set.
yep.
And
the last one was Beastgrave, which was in Gur.
And before that, it was Beastrave and then Diregasm. Were both in Gur.
Ah, okay.
Now, so far we've done 2 because original set and the second one,
Shadespire and
Nightvolt,
Nightvolt. Yeah.
were in Shaiish.
Okay.
But that was before we were doing the whole.
The realm thing. Yeah.
And in fairness, Beastrave and Diregasm both came out before we were doing the realm thing. So those may not have been prescient to that.
No.
And
But-
Harrow Deep might not be prescient to Olgu. But the Daughters of Cain live in Olgu. That is their main realm. That is their primary realm.
Yeah. The Umberneth lived there.
That was my counterpoint to myself, is that maybe we'll save Olgu for when we finally dig up Malarian's rusty corpse. So we can beat that dead horse and have it spit out some more money, and everyone can make terrible, terrible Marathi Malarian shipping jokes. Because some lore you can't retcon hard enough.
Nope.
GW. Try as you like.
Look,
If you're not aware, there's some old lore. Malarian, a.k.a. Malekith from the old world, is Morathi's son.
Mm-hmm.
He's the leader of the Umberneth, the Shadow Elves, who we don't know much about except they live in Olgu.
Mm-hmm.
And in Old Hammer, old, like 1990s lore,
Yeah.
it was always heavily implied that their relation was more than appropriate should be for mother and son. They retconned the absolute bejesus out of that because, yeah, you would, wouldn't you? But some things you can't retcon out of memes.
Yeah, well, yeah, in much the same way as they just said that Beasts of Chaos just kind of spring up out of the ground on the edges of the realms.
Yeah.
Instead of the old way that they did it, which was the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, well, old-fashioned ways was still Beasts of Chaos were often mutated children who their parents would abandon to the woods. And then the Beasts of Chaos would find them and raise them as their own.
Yeah, and then
there was some much worse parts of that.
Yeah.
AKA why we don't see Famir anymore. Yeah. Some things don't need to be in the lore. And some things, if your friends focus on that too much, you need to talk to them about or not be their friends anymore. Yes. It's like that guy who paints swastikas on his Deathcore of Krieg, all right? Some things you just don't need. Nope. Anyway, but I don't have a hope for the Mortal Realms that we go to. I would love to explore all of them. We don't need to go back to Akshi.
No.
Soulbound is set largely in Akshi. I think Akshi has been largely explored. I think Shaiish has been largely explored due to the Necroquake.
That's true, yeah.
We spent a lot of time in there in the Soul Wars. So I want to see a realm we haven't spent a lot of time in.
Yeah, so that would be Olgu, or that would be Hish, I guess.
Hish has kind of been covered a little bit by... Hish was really fleshed out with the Lumineth.
Yeah.
But
Hish
that's
was
just because as
colonized by
these new
Lumineth.
books have come out, they've fleshed out their realms more.
Yeah. I think that's mostly the situation. It's just like, yeah, no, we've fleshed out this stuff by dint of having to write literally any
The
lore at
Lumineth are
all.
also very much attached to their realm in the way that often other armies are not.
Yeah.
But Daughters of Cain are attached to Olgu in a way that other armies are not.
And Tomb Kings were attached to Khemri. We saw how well that went.
Khemri's a realm?
No, it's not. That's the problem. That's why Tomb Kings aren't around anymore.
No, Tomb Kings aren't around because they're just Egyptian skeletons and you can't copyright that.
Well, that too.
Tomb Kings aren't around for the same reason Bretonnians aren't around.
Bretonnians are around. They just call them flesh eater folks nowadays.
Got him! So I would like to see Olgu. Shimon. I love to see Shimon.
Yeah, actually, I'm curious about Shaman.
My custom city is set in Shimon because that's what happens when you build a city with motorbikes.
Well, yeah, it makes sense.
And you're trying not to rip Venturella off too hard, so
Yeah.
you set your city in a different realm than his.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, Shaman is the realm of metal, for
Yes.
those of you who aren't super...
Fought over by Zinch, who loves Quicksilver's changing properties, and the dwarves, the
Dwarden.
the Caradron specifically.
Oh, well,
because
also.
that's where all the Ether Gold is. Most Ether Gold is in Shimon. We won't go to the heavens. We won't go to...
No, nobody's going... We are not going into Azir until...
Someone kicks that gate down.
Yeah.
Or
until...
digs up through it.
I hate your rats. But yeah, no, we're not going to Azir until the game ends, basically.
I wouldn't say that.
Well, okay, so...
We're not going to Azir until the sales flag.
Yeah, fair enough.
There's others. Fire we've already done. Realm of Life we've kind of already done.
We've touched on that a lot. There was, in the Realm Gate Wars.
Yep.
That was pretty well...
But that was a long time ago.
That was a long time ago, yeah.
So anyway, but we've rambled on long enough with that. I think we'll see the new realm or a teaser of the new General's Handbook.
Yeah.
I don't have any idea what the heck's going to come for 40K. You've got to have something, right?
Yeah.
But
I mean,
Necromunda's set in 40K, but 40K as a system, what did they announce at Adepticon? Did they announce the next Warzone?
Probably.
So the next tournament mission pack, maybe? Because we just got Nakmund. Just got Nacho Moon.
Damn it, Moon.
Dang it, Nacho Moon.
Yeah.
Who invited Nacho Moon?
Yeah, so it seems pretty likely that we'll get our next Warzone here, which might even be like, oh, hey, look, it's Chaldoth or something.
We're just going back.
Yeah, well, yeah, because the Warzone, like the tournament mission pack is what I'm thinking of.
And the tournament
primarily.
mission pack does tend to delay behind the kill teams, don't they? Which is kind of the point. Kill team is supposed to be like the preemptive strikes, and then everyone else gets there.
Yeah, I was like, because it's not Octarius anymore.
No.
It's not Noctmoon now.
No.
So it could be Chalnarth, because that's just named. I don't I haven't been paying super close attention to some of the lore stuff that's come out recently. Yeah, whatever. Play the game, it's stupid.
No.
So the kicker is that we could go anywhere. They could make up something new, but we could also like, hey, Warzone, ball second us where the Blood Angels are, or Warzone Vrax or something. You can go anywhere in 40K.
Well, as long as it's been revisited before, so we can sell it for nostalgia purposes.
All right, obviously. Get up here.
No. Anyway, so yeah, that's about the only thing I can think of for 40K.
Yeah.
Probably some new models teased. I bet we'll see a lot of teasers, but I don't care about teasers and silhouettes. I'm so sick of that. I know it's part of Games Workshop's thing, but I'm stopped. Just give me hard info.
Yeah. I imagine. along with the Chaos Codex getting stuff revealed about it, I imagine they're going to announce when the Imperial Guard Codex is coming out too.
We have seen that rumor engine. I'm sure you saw it. It's a grenade on a stick.
Yep.
Death Riders.
Yeah.
Or Rough Riders, perhaps.
Rough Riders. Yeah.
As I've said, we already have Plastic Krieg.
Yeah, we do.
So getting more
and
using that to launch into a new
Imperial Guard Codex would be. Yeah.
What 2 Black Library novels have we gotten recently for Imperial Guard?
I don't know.
Krieg.
Oh, a Krieg one and a Kasrkin.
Yep.
Catachin. Catachins.
Catachin.
Oh,
We're not going to get new Cadians.
No.
They put that upgrade sprue in the box. That's the new Cadians for the next 10 years. Sucks to suck.
Deal with it. But they did do new stormtroopers, scions, etc. Whatever they are. We've seen that armor already.
We've also seen Karskins?
Kasrkins.
Kasrkins? Sorry, I can't pronounce. The drop troops. Cadian drop troops.
Cadian shock troops.
I thought the Cadians... Oh, I'm thinking Elysian drop
You're
troops.
thinking Elysian.
Yeah, Cadian shock troops. So the, aka the, we've seen the rumor engines that is basically a Kasrkin gauntlet. We've seen the rumor engine that might be a Death Corps of Krieg Rough Rider. However, it seems like it's too good to be true to get 3 different regiments fleshed out.
No.
So maybe what we'll get is we have the new Cadians.
Yeah.
New Cadians. We have the new sprue. They'll get their shock troops.
Yeah.
Death Corps will get their Rough Riders, and that'll be unique to their faction.
Yeah.
Maybe Catachins will get a rework.
Their models are decrepit.
Their model, I mean, yeah, so are the Cadian bodies. Putting new heads on helps a lot, but the bodies still look terrible. But yeah, the Catachin models are awful. We've gotten so many Catachin promo models that need a home.
They have a home.
For the cost of only 22 coffees, you can give your Catachin Colonel a home. Won't you please send $56 for this new Catachin squad of 5 models? Sorry, I'm being cynical again. Yeah. I think we will see some teasers.
Oh, yeah.
For a 40K next faction for Imperial Guard.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll get a full reveal.
Probably not.
Because I think they'll focus on either Age of Sigmar, and it seems like Age of Sigmar is more ripe.
That makes sense.
Or they just might do a bunch of specialist games.
Also very possible, like, oh, hey, look, it's a new thing for Adeptus Titanicus. Oh, hey. Oh!
I forgot that game was announced, the thing.
Ouch. I was going to say, hey, this is where they're going to say, hey, you want to get into Horace Heresy, kids? Here's this plastic box set.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
And I forgot about Old World.
Oh, yeah. We'll probably get a lot of that, too.
Old World, they said, was like 4 years off a year ago. So we'll probably get some more Old World teasers.
Yeah, it's a little bit of news.
Maybe some more of like the, we know Total War Warhammer 3 came out, and like we know a lot of those models are going to end up in Old World. Specifically with Cathay and Kislev.
Yeah.
Kislev. Boy, that game kind of came out at a poor time to have your Russian and Chinese faction, didn't it? Whoops. To be fair, the Kislevs aren't Russians. They're generically Slavic.
They're just generically Slavic. Yeah, and
there is a difference between Russia and the rest of the Slavic people.
But don't tell the Russians that.
I will tell the Russians that.
Do tell the Russians that. Tell them loudly.
Well, I won't. The Ukrainians are doing it for me.
Yeah, there you go.
What am I going to do? I'm on the internet and I have no...
Yeah.
I have no influence on that. No one cares what I think.
Cathay is also not specifically modern China.
No. Cathay is Romance of the Three Kingdoms.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Cathay is... I mean, they don't have Lu Bu, but they probably will.
They'll get something along those lines. Yeah,
And
no.
do not attempt to pursue him. I mean, honestly,
I want
if one of those Cathayan dragon models comes out, I'm buying it.
Yeah, because it's cool.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like, there's a lot of problems with Total War Warhammer right now. Specifically, just Cathay is in a very rough spot because of the way they did unit mass. Basically, the AI can just like click units through your own. It's really annoying to fight as Cathay. But anyway, those models, specifically I want a Sky Lantern.
Yeah.
A balloon with guns and a rocket. Like, give me. I would love to see those models. We'll probably see previews for that.
Probably, yes.
We'll probably see previews for Old World. We'll probably see previews for Horace Heresy. We might see the Horace Heresy plastic kit. That might be their ace in the whole 40K thing.
I wouldn't bet money on it because I'm not a betting man, but I would say that that's probably the most likely thing that's going to be their big blow the roof off thing.
Right, because they got to have a blow the roof off.
Yeah.
They got to please everybody who walked into that Adepticon room. And they got to have something they can go, and now.
And now,
waited.
here it is. Some dumb crap.
Horace Heresy.
4th edition model.
This is going to be a special edition that comes with every Horace Heresy novel.
It's on a flash drive.
It's going to be $800.
Oh, God.
All hardbacks.
You buy
this
it
big.
I was going to say you buy it with a pallet jack.
Peachy delivers it to you personally.
Yeah, there you go.
And it costs $40,000. No, it costs $30,000.
Yeah.
I could not possibly care less about Horace Heresy, but if they can put it into plastic and make it more accessible, I'm all for that.
Yeah. I seem to remember somebody saying something about the Chaos Codex having marks of armor being relevant as a keyword.
That would make sense for them to have something to like actually make relevant again.
Yeah, it might have been marks of armor, it might have been marks of chaos. But point being is that if they're going to release Horus Heresy stuff in plastic more fervently, and that comes out with the Chaos Army, in which what mark of power armor you're wearing is relevant, then of course it's all circling the drain, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So
I like some of that Mark III armor. Some of the really nice looking stuff. It is cool.
The iron armor, I think.
But hey, if they do a plastic Horace Harris box. Horace Heresy box.
Yep.
It'll be the first time we've gotten a Marines versus Marine box since the beginning of 8th edition.
That's true.
Right?
Since the beginning of 8th edition?
No, Shadowspear. We got Shadowspear.
Shadowspear, yeah.
I forgot about
That was the second box set.
Yeah, that was the second wave of 8th edition when we had to buff all the Marines because they fell behind.
Yeah. Oh, no. The original box set of 8th edition was
Death Guard versus Marines.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was right. That's what I was referencing. I forgot about Shadowspear.
Oh, yeah.
Which is strange because I have it.
Yeah. But
anything else you hope to see from Adepticon? Reveals wise, anyway. I hope to see lots of people. I hope to see some of my friends who I've only known on the internet there.
Yeah. I hope to. I know I'm going to see some folks from around here.
Oh yeah, folks around here, but I don't care about them. I see them all the time.
I see them all the time. Yeah. Well,
they're not going to come to the booth and buy things. They can buy it here.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
And they'll rack up points for buying it here.
True.
I don't think we're going to take our point system to Adepticon.
Tragic. But yeah, no, as far as Adepticon stuff, like, I don't know, surprise me. I want to get shocked by something coming out of completely left field, you know? Like, oh, hey, look, suddenly here's the rules for, using Gundam models in a war game setting. And
Gundam
it
war
doesn't
game?
suck.
I was about to say, didn't they do that?
Oh, yeah, it is
just
awful. Yeah, it's this crunchy, nasty system.
I would love to see, this is a flippin' long shot that no one cares about. For the Elder Scrolls miniatures war game, Call to Arms,
Yeah.
I would love to see an era besides Skyrim.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Because it's the era I care the absolute least about. I love Elder Scrolls. It's one of my favorite IPs. I just don't give a flying Kinnereth and a donut about Stormcloaks or Imperials in the 5th Age.
Yeah.
So, yeah, or in 5e. So I would love to see the Three Banners War, a.k.a. the Elder Scrolls Online era. Love to see Morrowind stuff, or just give me Dagon Invasion stuff.
Okay, well, in which case, I would like to see Fallout stuff, like just a new Wasteland Warfare, preferably set in New Vegas.
Well, they do have New Vegas stuff for Wasteland Warfare.
They have some New Vegas stuff.
Yeah.
But, like, give me a box that has New Vegas
They've
stuff.
been flushing that out.
Yeah,
That is their
yeah.
current track.
I would like to see that get dropped, and then the other thing I was just thinking of, there was another war game that I was interested in, but I can't remember what it is now, and it's gone.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Wasn't a war game at all. I would like to see a John Carter of Mars war game. That's a long shot.
That's the first time anyone has ever said that sentence in human history.
No, it's not.
That's the first time anyone besides you has said that sentence in human history.
There are rules for it, and this came out in the 70s. But like, so Mofidius has the license for
Yes, they do.
John Carter of Mars, and they also put out
Elder Scrolls and Fallout.
and all that stuff. So
I'm hoping they'll go contact EA and make my fabled Mass Effect miniatures game, but
That'd
that'll
be
never
sick.
happen.
that'd be metal.
Oh no, hopefully plastic.
No, yeah, no. Here's what I hope. I hope that every miniature maker on the market comes out and says, "I solemnly swear to never put another pewter miniature on the market again. So help me God, under pain of death."
Well, Infinity is transitioning to plastic, and I'm looking
well, there
forward to
you
that.
go.
I'm looking forward to that. Maybe I'll finally get into Infinity if
Let's
it's
talk.
not.
Yeah, hey, Warcaster, let's talk.
Yeah. Well, Warcaster also said they were as well.
Good.
They just couldn't kickstart anything except metal.
Oh,
As far as I
actually,
know.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, and I'd like to see more Monster Pocket. Oh, no, never mind. I know exact. I was gonna say, I want more Monster Apocalypse stuff. No, you idiot! You kickstarted it. You remember that? I'm sorry.
I'm the dumb one.
At no point have we ever established you as being the dumb one. Don't worry.
Just the songful one. If I had to take an absolute Star Wars Legion.
Oh,
Star Wars
great.
Legion has been on the back burner for a long time. We know that new faction is coming. I would not be surprised to see this announced at
I'll just bet.
Adepticon.
Yep.
Because
That's
there's
Scum
the
and Villainy, right?
well, yes,
Okay.
because the Legion championships are always the worlds are at Adepticon.
Oh, okay.
Usually, I don't know if they're doing that this year. I've fallen out of keeping up with Legion between Disney being Disney and then just in general they just haven't released much that came out, especially not for the factions I play.
Yeah.
And then they pretty clearly put that on the back burner for compared to Marvel
Crisis Protocol.
Yeah, compared to Marvin Crispy Pancakes. Marvel Crisis Protocol.
You smell toast.
Always.
Okay.
Compared to Marvel Crisis Protocol, that's clearly where Atomic Mass has been making its money.
Yeah.
And that's clearly where the powers that be at Asmodee have told them to put their
money.
put their resources, which is a darn shame.
Mm-hmm.
I am almost certain that Games Workshop will release their announcement for the Lord of the Rings War in the North supplement that nobody except me cares about because I'm one of those dorks who thinks the Easterlings look cool.
I thought the Easterlings looked cool.
Okay, well, join me. We'll play Easterling versus Easterling.
I will not do that, but okay.
Join me, CJ. The models are in plastic. Most of them, anyway.
I will not join you, and you'll have to strike me down.
Well, fine then. Yeah.
That reminds me, I need to get painting on those Star Wars Legion models.
Yeah. Add it to the list of things I need to paint.
Yeah.
Just a scrolling list right here. Just scrolling upwards.
They're in their own...
I can't send you that list, Jeff, because it would be too long.
Yeah. Jeff, we have spreadsheets, okay?
Well, you have a spreadsheet.
I have 4 spreadsheets.
I refuse to make one because it would make me commit Sudoku. Anyway, well, if you're going to Adepticon, let us know.
Yeah.
We'd love to see you there, unless you're a terrible person. Hopefully you're not. I think we annoyed all those
No.
people.
If you are a terrible person, please let us know in the comments below so we can punch you.
If you are watching this, you are a terrible person. Like, you do realize that, right?
Oh, don't say that about our 4
But
watchers.
in the best way. We love you. We don't.
You dirtbag.
We like you. We don't. We appreciate you. That's not true.
Just
We don't appreciate you.
Just say goodnight, Gracie.
Daisy.
And on that disappointing note, as Josh smells toast once again, I've been CJ. That's Josh.
I can't do that, CJ. But we will see you next time.
time.
And hopefully we'll see you at Adepticon.
Yeah.
We'll do our post-Adepticon wrap-up. Where
Yeah.
we go over everything that was announced and everything we're excited for. And hopefully it's not just us drinking heavily. This episode brought to you from home so CJ and Josh can do shots while they cry over what was announced at Adepticon. We'll see you next time for Miniatures Rundown.
Bye.